first thing we're gonna get into, y'all, if y'all watching, y'all make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all share the video. We're gonna talk about Snoop Dogg. The reason we're talking about Snoop Dogg is because Snoop Dogg said he recently took his son, I guess recently, but he was just talking about taking his grandson to
I was about to say, he got a son that young.
Yeah, he said talking about taking his grandson to see Lightyear.
Okay.
Now, Lightyear, I guess, is the Buzz Lightyear movie, right? And he said during this time, his grandson, asked him, "How is there a child here?" But the child got two mommies. Now, I'm gonna ask y'all a question: do y'all think they do a lot of these remakes just to put the gay element in there?
I would say so.
Because I don't understand the whole point of doing that, and they know it's confusing, and children know it's confusing because you can't even procreate with the same sex. But I want to play this video. But before we get started, I got a question for you guys that I need y'all to answer. So I'm gonna play this right now, and y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. So after watching that, y'all put in the comment section what you guys think. How many genders are there? But let's play this clip of Snoop Dogg right now to see what he has to say.
I took my grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Lightyear?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, with Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years, they move down the line, they're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Shh. The movie ain't over with. So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
So after watching it, when I see these type of conversations, I told you this is one of the reasons that I didn't want to have kids, because I didn't want to have that conversation. I told you I've had my own thing with my son asking me about a guy that he knows, a kid his age, having two mommies as well. And it's like, we got to have, this is the type of conversations we got to have, because children are definitely confused and they don't know what the hell is going on. My son said, there's such and such have two mommies. And I said, oh man, we're here now, because I got to have a conversation. And I posted this clip on the YouTube, and a lot of people saying, well, just lie to the kid like we do. We said the stork brought the babies. But why would I lie to make the other lie more comfortable? We got to have real conversation, because one thing about children that people try to act like children are naive, they don't know what's going on. They know what the fuck going on. If I say a stork, if I told my son a stork bought the baby.
You gotta think though, said some kids are coming from a fruit that's lower IQ. So they may believe it. And I'm gonna tell you another thing, this is gonna get into where a lot of trauma and deviance resonates. Well, you got a lot of our traditions is based on a lot of lies. When you're talking holidays, Christmas, this where babies come from. You got a foundation where you start off the children that they so believe in. When you take Christmas, I've seen viral videos of little children spazzing the hell out over Christmas toys. that they're really not even due to. You see what I'm saying? We think we deserve something for Christmas. You know, if you don't get me, no, you don't love me. We create it. You just seen all these narratives created. You know, families torn apart by Christmas bullshit. So you take children and they find out, damn, you lied to me about that, and you lied to me about that. What does that really start inside that person? See what I'm saying? What kind of personality disorder, what kind of mindset shift does this child begin to develop when they start to see, damn, a lot of stuff you fed and made me believe wholeheartedly is a lie.
Right.
How am I gonna process that? Am I gonna say, well, it's a lie, let me just get over it? I don't think it works. I don't think it's that easy.
You remember they used to tell us this lie, and I don't know if they told you, but I remember they used to say, don't turn the light on in the car or you'll get a ticket.
I used to hear that, you know, riding around with a lot of, it's suspicious. I ain't here about getting a ticket, but it make you look suspicious.
I'm just using it as an example of how we just lie to children, or don't take a shower while it's thunder and you're gonna get electrocuted. Like little shit like that.
Don't wash clothes on New Year's.
Yeah, don't open umbrellas inside the house is bad luck. Like the things that they tell children to believe, because children are gullible and easily malleable, and this is why they have movies like this and put this in movies, because they want to get to children, because everybody knows it's easier to train children than it is to fix broken adults. The thing about it is, when my children become adults, they'll be so desensitized to seeing all this gay shit, that the septum piercing people, the purple hair, all these crazy motherfuckers that we see. They'll be so desensitized and just gonna be normal. And that's what they're trying to do. They are trying to get to children, because it makes no sense to have a remake of a movie and you put some gay shit in it. I just don't get it. And I understand. And for it to be, y'all say maybe 3% of our population to be homosexual.
I was talking to my lady.
Come on now.
I was talking to my lady the other day. I said, yesterday. I said, we was talking about Greek organizations and stuff. You know, shout out my boy T. They just had the Greek picnic. I said, in 20 years, frats and sororities are going to be obsolete. Because look at what they're doing with college. We just covered, we got 4 million college graduates are without employment or can't even get a job, let alone some can't even get an interview. What you think that number's going to look like in 5 years? You look at the AI coming in, all this technology, where a lot of these jobs are just going to be obsolete. The industries are going to get condensed and merged into something else. So this culture we got where, you know, you got people going to, it's not going to be an incentive to go to college to pledge, because I'm gonna get a job or I'm gonna go here to go work where? Right. Like, what's my end game? Because I may do it while I'm undergrad and enjoying the journey, but when I still got to graduate. So people gonna be looking at the end game and saying, well, it don't even make sense for me to go to college, because you finna AI the position that I may be qualified for, or I once was qualified for. Yeah. So a lot of things that you're talking about when it comes to getting the children, and you look at what they're doing with education, look at what they're doing with the economy, how they're creating a new archetype of citizens that are not traditional. They don't believe in traditional. I see so many people now just owning up their BS.
What you mean? Like,
just get on the internet. I know I'm a hoe. So
yeah,
you know I'm a hoe. Like, just whatever it is, you know I'm a thug, I'm in this, you know, shout out to this, whatever. I'm like, this new person that they're developing under this, you know.
Is it really owning up, or is it trying to be more like salacious? Is it trying to get more eyeballs and views? Because we know that type of stuff attract people, you know, the negative shit, the stuff that you're not supposed to say. Like when we talk about like the Jezebel spirit, yeah, you know, I'm a hoe. That's taboo. It's not, you don't see a lot of women just coming out saying it, but at the same time, we didn't got so let's go back to my point. We didn't got so desensitized to whore culture, prostitution culture. A lot of these women know, and a lot of these men know, hey, more than likely, if I really do like a young lady, she probably gonna be a hoe.
I get on Facebook for a little bit, scroll, I see a few pages. I'm not following. Why are these pages even recommended to me? I can't even answer that question.
Right.
You see the links, but you know, they show a screenshot of whoever in the video, and I'm looking, I'm like, these motherfuckers like 19, 20, no more than 21, young, jumping into this game or jumping into this lifestyle of sex work, where we see, you know, soft white underbelly interviewing 16-year-olds. They had another page, it was a drone, and they fly over Fig, and they were like, get off the block, underage sex workers. They gotta, the guys gotta come on Figueroa. If you're not familiar with Figueroa, that's in California. You got to come on Figueroa to tell these girls, not they ain't just thinking about it. You got to force them off the blade. Think about it. You got to force a 16-year-old, hey, stop selling yourself because you ain't even legal yet. I got to make you leave this blade from selling your body.
I'm
At
saying
16?
this is a controversial take about that. If you got a piss poor parent, and this is one thing, I don't give a fuck if you got a son or a daughter, because it keeps your son from having to be a gigolo to fuck old men, and it keep your daughter off the blade to having to go strip. If you're financially strapped or financially poor, you're setting your children up to be in these precarious situations. I don't give a fuck if it's a boy or a girl. You're setting them up for failure. If you can't put your child or your son and get them some money, put them in a whip, give them, help them out when they need help with their bills, they're going to be bent over a barrel because those bills and that stress, and like I said, America is running perfectly. It's going to make them do things where they feel like they're stressing them bills, keeping the lights on, having running water, having food, because money is a lifeline. And so if you don't have money, then you start seeing, hey, you can't keep up with the Joneses. Your shoes got holes in them. You feel your motherfucking stomach growling. You ain't got no hot water to put in that motherfucking tub. So all of these things are important. So when it comes to young girls on strip, I think it's stupid. An old man told me this. He said, if you take something from somebody, then you have to give them something else.
Mm-hmm.
So for you to come out here on Figueroa Street and tell young girls, hey, get your ass off of here. But what you giving them? You ain't giving them no job. You ain't giving them a place to stay. You ain't giving them no money. And you can't keep up. It's probably hundreds of young girls come on Fig. Hundreds. You can't sustain hundreds of girls if you ain't really got no money. So if you're going to take that away from them where they know they getting fed, even though it's fucked up, they getting fed, they getting money, they got a place to stay, they can put clothes in their back, they can put food in their stomach. What are you giving them? So this is why I told you earlier. I said, I think they're going to have to lower the age of consent.
They're talking about that. We may need to do something that Wednesday. You see, they're trying to lower the age of consent to 14.
I ain't see the 14.
Yes, 14.
Now 14, I think too young.
That's too young.
16, but then just watch Soft White Underbelly. The mama with 8 fucking kids and kicked her oldest daughter out. She had to go sell pussy.
You can't drive at 14. If you can't drive, you can't consent. And then you still got to put a question mark with that because you got 18. I still can't buy I can't buy cigarettes. I can't buy any tobacco or anything like that. So
I agree.
The fact that this is even a conversation shows that
we got piss poor parents.
Is piss poor parents, but they have a true understanding of where you are mentally and at a mature level when it comes to certain decision making. Because they go through the investigation. When you see these kids on trial, they go through a plethora of stages before they commit this crime. Where they call, remember, I think the white girl who shot the mama and called the dad from the mother's phone, went into the pocket, went back into the room, was trying to cover her tracks with bleach and stuff like that. I think this little girl was like 15, 16 years old.
See, I think the reason why I say they probably lower the age because they're exposed. Having a cell phone exposes you to a lot.
Yeah.
So being exposed to all of this stuff just makes you mature earlier in the wrong things. And sex is so easily accessible on these cell phones, with your Twitter, with you get on Facebook, is always check the comment section to see some porn or something. So a lot of these young boys and young girls, especially going through puberty, hormones raging and shit like that, they're getting access to these type of things. So when they have access to this type of things, you have to lower the age because you don't have to. But it's advantageous to do it because this is my thing too. And I always say this: if you have young girls out there selling themselves, but they have no repercussions for doing so, knowingly breaking the law, because they're breaking the law as well. They use their age as like a whip for older men. If you don't, buy me these shoes, I'm gonna tell your wife. If you don't buy me this, I'm gonna put you in jail. They use their age as a whip to whip these men in shape. Hey, if you don't do X, Y, and Z, I'm underage. I got us texting on the phone. We done seen all them videos of the young girl, the people, the predators. All these predators on these chat rooms and Roblox and shit like that, trying to meet 13-year-olds and shit like that. And you got to think, they got caught this time. Ain't no telling how many other young girls or kids they'd admit to have sex with.
How to Catch a Predator. I'm a fan of Chris Hansen. That's great work. It's a lot of other spinoff platforms that are now emerging. They're setting up these things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, when these laws come up or these policies or whatever they're trying to push through, we need to find out who submitted this, because it got to start from somewhere.
Right.
Who put this on the docket to even review?
6 sadistic motherfuckers.
Yeah, but they, in some form of government, some type of fashion, and the people are just uninformed. They don't know who their senators are. They don't know nothing about the House of Representatives. They don't know who's in their district, their council. They don't know none of this type of stuff. And it's like the government plays knowing that the people are not going to look into this. Because you look at everything that they're pushing, it's no way, like you said, this motherfucker should have been on fire.
Right. I agree.
And I think I seen they said a person can't get karma when what they're doing is put on Front Street. So if you're being a victimizer and you're telling them, hey, this is what I'm doing to you, it's almost like you're consenting. So it ain't a crime. Well, so if I lower the age of consent, in my mind, it's legal under the guise of legal. It ain't a crime.
See, that's why I tell people I don't believe in right or wrong or even like the legal shit. I believe in just the morality of stuff. Is it good or evil?
But they're still gonna go under the guise of, because some stuff that ain't
morally
right is legal.
Yeah, but that don't mean it's morally right, and that's why I go by moral, because lynch. You think people thought lynching was legal, but morally, that's why we have even some white people fighting, because right, we don't want to see niggas hanging from trees. Y'all know that shit fucked up now. So that's why I say I don't believe in a right or wrong or the legal pretense just because it's legal, it's cool to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I feel like when you lower the age of consent, you're gonna have a lot of motherfuckers fucking younger people, younger boys and girls, because the reason that they ain't so many of them, because a lot of people are scared to go to jail. A lot of people don't want that stigma. A lot of people don't want to register as sex offenders. So that really does keep a lot of people at bay. But at the same time, we're starting to see more and more piss poor parenting. Like, and we're gonna keep it real. If they wanted, like I said, if America wanted to change a lot of this bullshit, we can get rid of abortion, we can get rid of child support, we can get rid of a lot of the welfare, we can get
homelessness.
We can get rid of a lot of shit right now, overnight, that would just make the trajectory of America better overnight. Yeah. We ain't no ifs, ands, buts, whether, maybes. If they wanted to, they could. They send them billions of dollars to Ukraine. Niggas been asking for reparations, and you could literally do reparations by not having niggas pay taxes.
But they'll still owe some money, even if we like y'all ain't got to pay taxes. I think, is that DeSantis in Florida?
What?
I think that's the governor. That's
DeSantis, Florida.
Yeah, he's trying to get rid of property taxes.
Yeah,
which I get that. That should be just something across the board. But what I think they're doing with this society, they're going to do a hard overcorrection. So when you look at the 80%, like, you got to ask the question, well, why are they doing that? Well, it's a few reasons. They know people are disgruntled in the same age bracket, like 30, I see a 35-year-old man ain't looking for a 35-year-old woman. Right. Or they ain't look, you see what I'm saying? So, and I also saw a stat, and you got to take some of these stats with a grain of salt, where it said a woman 35 or older is 78% more likely to date a man younger than her. So you got this flip-flop society where we ain't really producing like that. So how do we fix it? Hey, lower the age of consent. This motherfucker 21 won't talk to this 15-year-old. We need children. We need workforce. And we also need a certain type of workforce for the economy that we're making.
Yeah, that's why I say you're going to get a lot of people changing the age of consent. And then you got to change the age of consent too, because if you're trying to push the LGBTQ shit, we know a lot of them people are created by being molested. So yeah, that's going to
type of relationship.
Yeah. So now you're gonna have to lower that too. So a lot of people can actually, be with younger people to create that. And I think that's going to be the guys of the maneuver they're going to make. And we see it with the minor attracted persons. But my idea for lowering the age of consent was more so because if I'm selling pussy, which we know so many of these young girls have to nowadays, you can't be just out here telling the men they got to go to jail.
For buying it. You ain't gonna send her to jail for selling it, but you gonna send me to jail.
It just doesn't make sense. So, like I said, if y'all watch it right now, y'all make sure y'all like the video, make sure y'all share the video, and make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. The next video that we're going to talk about this young black male loading his gun, and he said he loads his gun for other black people. But before we get started, I got another question I need y'all to answer in the comment section. We're going to play this, and then we're going to play his video and get y'all response. Let's